Hello, hope you guys are doing well, and today I'm bringing you some ranked Medusa gameplay. Medusa, if you guys were, watching since Smite 1, has always been one of my favorite ADCs, so I was happy to see her be one of the first ones to be brought over into Smite 2. That was a long time ago, and now we've got a new starter item. Well, it's new for me at the time of recording this video. By the time you actually get to see it, since my schedule is so packed, you guys are going to have a lot of time to play around with it. But Gilded Arrow was one of my favorites. Like, I exclusively used this starter item basically in most situations in Smite 1 because I love the little mini game of hitting. Ooh, I'm getting in trouble. Gonna have to blink away from this. I love the little mini game of having to like kill a specific minion and gain that attack speed. That attack speed is very, very fun. It also gives you bonus gold, not by a lot, but enough to maybe feel it be impactful and maybe have a little bit of gold over your enemy if you're playing it correctly and getting those last hits. And then also just the fact that I can get critical strike chance from a starter item. Therefore, I can just build 2 crit items and it feels really good in the late game. Is very, very powerful in my mind. So I'm guessing this item is going to be very, very popular. And I've done a new build to basically go around the fact that this item is now in the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And as always, the build is at the start of the video in the film over screenshot if that's something you're interested in. But Medusa, now I'm not going to basically cover what Medusa does and her abilities, and I'm not going to go in depth into her combos. Again, I have my Medusa guide up already on the channel. If you go to my channel and then the character guide section, then you can go ahead and take a look at that for yourself. With that out of the way, what will we cover in this video? I'm going to go over, just commented over what's going on in the game. That way you can dynamically learn how to play ADC through watching me play, and then we'll talk about the build later on really in depth. Now I think that, oh, she's really low. If I can get around this Geb, which the Geb just ditched her. All right, one more auto, make that 2 because of the shield. I mean, if the Geb, and then the team's rotating as well. I wonder if this should be a free kill unless we miss our stun, so we can't stop him from rolling out. Rip. If the Geb would have stayed, ooh, nice pull. So definitely he will die as well, and we'll be able to pick up that double kill, which is huge for us this early on. Honestly, as a carry, getting a double kill this early should be the end for the enemy dual laners. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, in that last fight, if Geb would have actually like stuck by his ADC, then I wouldn't have killed her that fast, and they would have at least had a chance to do some like return damage or something. A good shield would have gone a long way, a good knock up, a couple of body blocks, but like the minute I showed up, the support booked it. All right, so like I mentioned, I don't really have to cover this too in depth since I already kind of talked about it at the very start. We're going for Gilded Arrow, which means usually when you go Gilded Arrow, you're going to want to build at least 1 or 2 critical strike chance items, for the most part too. So we're going to start with the Gilded Arrow, but then after for our next item, I find that Dagger of Frenzy is just super OP.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
We're buying Dagger of Frenzy. It gives you a lot of damage on your auto attacks, and it's like on a 15-second cooldown. And then if you get a kill, it resets. So you have a chance to just keep using it over and over in the like later half of the game, even if you don't get the kill. I mean, 15 seconds, you can use it twice during a team fight, maybe 3 times if it's a super extended fight. And if you get a kill, you can use it a bunch of times. I'm gonna go ahead and dash her here. She did miss her ultimate and then dashed right on me. I don't know why she didn't dash away. I mean, sometimes that works, but not on me because I've been playing for a long time. But you know, sometimes that does work. Just dashing like right next to you, people expect you to dash away, and that could give you an avenue to escape. Because that escape has always been very telegraphed. Like, even if you use the full length to dash away, like, I know the exact length of it, and I know that it has to be cast in a straight line. So I could just literally ult if she dashes away, and it'll end up hitting her, unless she ults away. Or sorry, not ults, dashes, or leaps, whatever you want to call it. Unless she does it on the other side of a wall, which is like the best way to do it, then otherwise it's very, very predictable. Sometimes it could, I guess, take people off guard. He dashes in place. All right, now we're back in lane with Dagger of Frenzy. Honestly, I could confidently say it's GG's. Getting Dagger of Frenzy this early on top of 2 tier 2s is going to be awful for this poor Izanami. I almost feel bad. I mean, Dagger of Frenzy just does so much damage. For me to be in lane with this item and her not to have any items yet, like she doesn't have a fully completed item, it's going to be really hard. I think the only thing I could foresee helping her is if maybe her team rotates and manages to kill me. But even then, with how far ahead I am, 3-0 on the Medusa with the Dagger of Frenzy and 2 starter items, what keeps them from showing up and just dying? Like, I don't think this, unless I'm under threshold, like, what does this Thanatos do at this point? I'm ahead of him in levels, I'm ahead of him in gold. I mean, if he shows up, he's just gonna be cooked, plain and simple. But you can see that even as far ahead as I am, I'm actually continuing to take care of these jungle camps. That is going to be basically #1 goal, even when you're ahead. If you're behind, #1 goal as I dash her and hit 1 auto to kind of get her to use her dash. I've got my eyes on the buffs, like I mentioned. #1 goal is going to be the buff camps. Whether you're ahead, behind, this is a way to stay ahead. If you are ahead, I'm going to go ahead and pop the Dagger of Frenzy, hit her with a couple auto attacks. Maybe there's a world in which I blinked her, but I'm going to be able to get her buff for free here. I don't think she can do anything about this. And again, if the jungler shows up, then I don't know what he's going to be able to do about this. But yeah, jungle camps, jungle camps, jungle camps. You need to fall into this cadence of wave, clear the wave, do a jungle camp, clear the wave, do a jungle camp. And that is, of course, if it's free to do so. Like, sometimes you're not going to be able to, especially if you're really far behind. You don't want to die for the jungle camps, but if you are given any opportunity to do one of them, then you do it, because this extra golden experience is going to be the only way to stay ahead. And truly, even after dropping first blood, if she would have controlled the jungle camps with her support, chances are she would be winning right now. That's how important this is, right? So make sure you're getting your jungle camps, your buff, and especially the neutral XP. So the buff in the middle of the lane over to my right side, the one that you just watched me clear, or the gold buff to the left, or to the right and left. The buff and the gold buff that are around your lane. And then also specifically, if you can invade their buff, you should go do that. This is the buff that I was talking about. And then their back camps, if you can, those back camps spawn in like really fast, and they're a really nice source of gold. They don't take too long to clear. They're very weak. So if you can clear yours and theirs, that's GG's, honestly, if you can control those camps. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. Now, since we're so ahead early, I'm thinking that maybe a Gold Fury is the right call. We have the Nuwa, whose minions can tank this, which makes it even better. We have the healing from the support Aphrodite. I'm going to go ahead and ult here. Try to do some damage. I should be able to kill her soon. Very nice shell. And she teleports over here. I'm not going to save her. I'm going to be able to pick her up here, or rather the Nuwa will. And now I've got my eyes on this enemy, a mid laner who is the Vulcan. I think I should be able to kill him pretty easily here. There it is. But I think we took enough damage to maybe not be able to do the Gold Fury anymore. So I'll back, but I'll take that. In the attempt to get the Gold Fury, we did get 2 kills. Alright, and with those 2 kills, I managed to get yet another item, Braggy's Harp. Now, Braggy's Harp has kind of always been a top choice for some of these ADCs. I don't know if she thinks I'm going to let her get this for free. Again, the importance of the wave camps. I don't want her to start picking up camps. I don't want her to start gaining confidence and taking my farm away. Make sure that I stop her if at all she tries. But yeah, Braggy's Harp has been very popular since like the beginning of the game. It gives you attack speed and bonus damage on your auto attacks. That bonus damage ends up being quite important, especially if you're ahead. Bonus damage is everything. You're already doing a lot of damage, you know, put together with that bonus damage. It's threatening. It's something to be scared of for sure. And then it also gives you both strength and int, which is really good for the hybrid characters. Someone like Medusa, someone like Cupid, someone like Neith building auto attack. These characters could make use of this item perfectly, considering that they make use of both intelligence and attack speed. So it ends up being very nice, as they not only benefit from both of those stats, but obviously benefit from the attack speed and the bonus damage. Now, a rotation to mid is looking like something I do want to take part in. They're really far pushed up. That Vulcan is like very easily killed, as if our Hercules doesn't just throw a boulder at him and insta-kill him. But here I am. That was her clone. That sucks that I gave up my position for that. I'm going to go on to this Izanami, do quite a lot of damage. She did get the shield when I end up ulting, because I was afraid that she was going to stand behind the minions and then I was going to be cooked. Did end up taking a lot of damage from her. I'm going to have to try to juke the enemy support. I'm kind of trying to kill the Morgan back there, but she's not stepping up. She knew, I guess, that I could just one-shot her, and then the Geb ended up wasting enough time for her to grab the kill. That sucks. I really thought she would step up just a little bit and get greedy for the kill, and then I was just going to hit her with everything and she would die. Chances are I would die as well, but only after I killed her, which I deemed to be at least somewhat worth it. It was a pretty big kill for them, all things considered. I kind of threw. It was like a troll play. They got the shutdown gold on me. Zanami got to farm a little bit because I didn't get to kill her, I don't think. As far as I remember, as far as my memory will allow, I did not kill her. I got close though. I don't think that matters though. But I'm gonna come back to lane and continue to do exactly what I was doing. I'm looking at the jungle camps here to check if they're up after I take the tower, unless she shows up, because then this might be a free kill. Although killing her doesn't really mean much to me anymore, considering I've already killed her so many times. If she dashes away, there's a chance that when she appears I could blink her and dash her, which I am going to do. I'm gonna hit her with basically everything I have and kill her just about pretty easily. Did take my ult and my blink, but I did manage to kill her. Now I'm really low health. Kind of a little bit scared about staying here, if I'm being completely honest. Now I'm confused. Is the Vulcan the jungler? Is the Morgan the jungler?
Damn, that was quick.
Because it looks like the Thanatos is a solo laner. I don't know how I feel about that. Up next for my itemization was Kin Size, or Kin's Blade now, as it's called. This is going to help me deal with some of the tankier characters. It's also a very, very good item. And it's just going to add some more bonus damage, you know, kind of alongside Braggy's Harp, which is very nice to have, specifically up against someone like this Geb who just takes 0 damage from auto attacks. Or I'm sure that 13 minutes in, the enemy solo laner, who should have a lot of health because of the new aspect on him, is going to start showing up as well. Now I'm here. And we're going to be able to pick up the Morgan pretty easily. And now I have no problem fighting these two people again with my 14 levels, 2 levels ahead of the Zanami, a bunch of levels ahead of the jungler, or sorry, support. And now that I have Kin's Blade, I'm going to be doing quite a lot of damage to him. It's going to be pretty threatening. So I wouldn't really recommend that he stays. And yes, Morgan is the jungler, which is nice to know. But yeah, especially up against like someone like Thanatos, who's gonna have a bunch of health because of his new aspect, this Kin Size is going to see a lot of use. Speaking of the Thanatos, we run right into him, not doing too much damage if I'm being honest, enough to get him to back away from me, but I feel like he could have just really killed me if he wanted to. Maybe we have to wait till we get our next item. And then my team's doing Gold Fury, which is huge if we can get this Gold Fury. We already have a pretty large lead. This game is basically all but over, if I'm being honest. If you're enjoying this video or found it helpful, then make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Specifically subscribe. I post content for Smite 2 daily. If it's not gameplay, it's a guide on a character. If it's not a guide on a character, then it's a general guide. Patch notes. I cover everything in this channel. Again, just subscribe if that's something you're interested in. And then if you want some people to play Smite with, like a non-toxic community of Smite players, then join the Discord. Honestly, the #1 comment that I get for new people trying Smite is, this community is so toxic. And my response is always, well, that's every multiplayer community, but I'm not disagreeing. This community can be very toxic sometimes. And I feel like it really sucks because we as a community like want new players. We love to see new players like play the game, but then when they get into our games, we're just toxic. So I don't understand that. And by we, I just mean we as like a community in general. I really don't understand why it's that way. But yeah, and I understand it could be very daunting to get on and play the game when you know that you're probably not going to perform as well because you're new, and you're probably going to get screamed at by your team. So to that, I have 2 options. You could use both or just one. One, mute people that are toxic and forget about it. Don't let it get to you. And I know that's easier said than done. Or you could join our Discord. I mean, we could help you guys out with builds, any questions you may have, tips and tricks, or we could just straight up teach you how to play the game. If you just want some nice people to play some Smite 2 with, then that's also a nice place to do so. I'm going to be able to kill this Vulcan pretty easily. I don't know what she was thinking going in. And we were able to get the Pyromancer anyways. Now, the Thana is on me, who I would imagine is the only person I'm a little bit scared of. But now that I have my item, I think that I might be able to do some pretty decent damage to him. Which one's the Morgan? She is this one. indeed were able to pick up that kill. And now with 3 of them dead, it's looking like a fire giant. It's looking like there's going to be a pretty easy fire giant. All right, anyways, I've talked about the first 3 items. Now I'm going to start wanting to go into my critical strike chance. My first 3 items are kind of just core items to buy on most ADCs. Now I want to start building into that, critical strike chance. And then once I upgrade my starter item, that will be a critical strike chance item as well. For critical strike chance, I want at least a little bit over 40. If I can get a little bit over 40% critical strike chance, I deem that to be in a good place. Obviously, the more the merrier, but I don't like the people that just build like 4 critical strike chance items and get like 100% crit. It's just kind of useless to me. I think anything above 40, 50, 60 around that number is going to be about what you're looking at. Anything above 60, and to be honest, it's a turn off for me. Like if anyone buys that much critical strike chance, or if I buy that much critical strike chance, I don't like it. And the reasoning is because if you're going to buy that much crit, you're gonna miss out on items, great items like Kin Size, great items like Dagger Frenzy, right? These are really core items to a character's damage. And if you're trading it all for just a bunch of crit, it just doesn't make sense for to me. And the bigger reason why, if I'm being completely honest, instead of kissing me, she should have definitely just stunned her. That would have led to me getting the kill. I mean, I'm probably going to kill her anyways, but the fact that we have to chase around half the map when we could have just stunned her is kind of annoying. But I'll catch up to her eventually. That is if her team doesn't show up. There's the team that I was talking about. She gets pulled away, so she will be able to be killed by the Hercules. And now we're looking at the enemy mid laner. We're looking at this tower. Gold Fury's coming up soon. Good things are happening. But yeah, after I'm done with my core items, Demonic Blade is oftentimes going to be my favorite critical strike chance item as I dash after this mid laner. Should be able to kill him. He dies to the tick. It's just how much damage I'm doing. But yeah, Demonic Blade, or Demon Blade, sorry, is going to be like my favorite critical strike chance item. It gives you obviously critical strike chance, but it also gives you attack speed when you hit a crit, which obviously attack speed and critical strike chance go together as we take out this Phoenix perfectly. The faster you attack, the more chances you have to hit a crit, right? The more critical strike chance you have, the more chances you have to have a crit. Therefore, the more crit you have and the more attack speed you have, you're critting not only more often, like in terms of you have a higher chance to crit, but you're also critting more often just by hitting more auto attacks in a small amount or small period of time. So Demonic Blade seems to be one of the better ones. And then after that, I obviously like Deathbringer. Deathbringer is just going to give you a bunch of crit, and then the passive where it makes your crits do bonus damage. Now, I would like to mention that the Geb's passive is anti-crit. It's really anti-auto, but it is anti-crit. So you really shouldn't focus him if you're going too heavily into crit, because obviously it's not going to do that much damage. It like cuts any critical strike chance damage in half or something like that. I don't know the exact number when they brought him over to Smite 2. But it's pretty weird to fight him when you have critical strike chances. I'm going to go ahead and throw the ult out. I don't know if the Geb is going to let me, well, he's dead anyways. I was going to say, I don't know if the Geb is going to let me like kill him straight up, but then he ended up dying anyways. So yeah, Deathbringer, and I'm going to separate those 2 items by Executioner because I think that more important than getting crit right now is me being able to deal with some of these tankier characters, be it Thanatos, be it the enemy Geb, but it's not going to matter because unfortunately it looks like this is the end of the match. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. I'm looking at a Mulan gameplay, I'm looking at Athena, Chalk gameplay, Susano gameplay. I have a lot of people on the list. Pele, all coming at you really fast this week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, follow my Twitch, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.